It has been a while since I've made a chord and melody video tutorial, so I've learned a lot more. The more I can learn, the more I can share. So today we're going to go over how to make advanced chords and melodies. Here's a little preview. So in the video, we're actually making that chord progression, and I add a few things at the end just to kind of let you hear how it sounds with everything else. And I'm also going to have the MIDI downloadable in the description below, so you can take that MIDI, use it in your beats. Let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna be at about 162 for this. I have Keyscape brought up, but you could use any piano you have. I have the grand piano pulled up, and I have a minor scale pulled up. This is B minor. You could really use any scale you want. Minor scales are gonna be pretty good for this, especially the style that we're gonna create today. And then we're gonna be at about 162 for the BPM. I have a bit of a faster BPM for this, and we're really gonna kind of break this down into an easy way to understand. You know that I like to put these out probably every 6 months or a year, something like that. Just the more I practice, the more I learn, the more I like to share. And recently I really been focusing on getting my skills down better, really learning how to play genres like R&B and stuff like that, which is bigger chords, sharing chords from certain scales, all that type of stuff, and really playing it on the MIDI keyboard. I'm going to kind of throw a little bit of music theory here and there. I'm not the best at it. I do understand it. I understand drum music theory a lot more. But yeah, we're going to be in B minor. We're going to start on the 1 chord. So a lot of people do know this, but if you don't, I'm calling it the 1 chord because it's the first note in the scale, right? It's B. This would be the 2nd note, 3rd note, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and then back to B. Right? So if we were to choose A, that would be our 7th. And the kind of confusing thing is I could tell you I'm going to build on the 7th note of the scale, and then it'd be the A. And it's still the 7th note of the scale, but it's just, this brought down an octave. So instead of going from here all the way up to here for a note, I'm going to just go down, but I'm really going to be doing a 1-7. I'm going from the first note, which was B, and then the 7th note of the scale would be A, but I'm going to have it down an octave. So I could do like a 1-7-3, a 1-7-4, right? Which would be the 1 chord, 7 chord, 4 chord. What we're going to focus on is building bigger chords, so 7th and 9th chords, which will be real easy to explain. And then we're going to need to get rhythm down, and then we'll go over melody. So really, we could just sit here and have a chord progression, every other bar be like this. And it sounds good. There's nothing wrong with that. But for this video, we want to have it a little bit more interesting. So we're going to build on the 1 chord. So let's skip every other note. Let's add in the 7th. So skip this, go here. And then I'm going to bring the velocity down a little bit. So I'm holding Alt down with the mouse wheel. And I'm just going to randomize it. So that's already sounding good, right? Let's go ahead and turn this metronome on. Now, what we could do to make this chord sound better is we could drop this root note, and I like to bring them down an octave if you see in a lot of my videos, right? And kind of space this out. What we're going to do for this is invert certain things. So we could take this F sharp and we can bring it up an octave. So this is still the same chord, right? Like I said, a lot of you guys are going to know this stuff already, but if I go ahead and show you, this chord is still the same chord as here. You can hear they sound the same, but we inverted this, right? And then we took the root note and we brought it down an octave, and I could put it here as well, but this spacing sounds pretty good. Sounds a lot better than that. That's kind of what we're going to run with, but to make this easy to look at, I'll do it after, right? So let's go ahead and let's just build this out. So I'm going to go from the 1 chord, and then I'm going to go down to the A. So I'm going to build on the 1 chord, which is the B. And then, like I said, I want to build on the 7 chord, not like a 7th chord, but the 7 chord. 7th note of the scale is A. So I'm going to skip these notes here. And now we have this. And this is going to sound really good when we start to do those inversions. But now let's get a little bit of like movement going to it. So I want a different rhythm for this. Let's go over here like this. And let's bring this in and go something like this. And then we're going to have the next chord be right here. So let's just skip this like this. Let's make this 7th. So pretty common chord progression, right? Let's make this sound a little bit better. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take all these roots. I'm going to bring them down by 1. Then I'm going to invert the middle note here up an octave. And let's see. Let's just see what this sounds like actually first. Let's actually invert this as well. And then for this chord, I'm going to add the ninth to it. So if I were to bring this back up so you can see it, I'm going to skip one more, create a ninth. Now I'll bring this back down so it can make sense. And now it's like a nice lush chord, right? That sounds pretty good. Now let's go over here, and it's very common, like I said, in these chord progressions that we're going for it to kind of build back up. So over here, we're going to have it come in like this. And then it's going to go here. So then we're going to take this, right? It's kind of backwards, and we're going to make this sound better as well, but let's just build it out first. And what you could do is like take these over like this, right? And then we could do like Alt-Y, and it will flip it. But you see that length? I'm not going to have it that long right here anyway, so I like to just do it manually, but you can do that if you want to just like flip them over. And then I'm going to go over here and go like this. And that's already sounding good, right? So now let's make this sound even better. So what we're gonna do is just add in some clustering, and that's just notes that are like closer together to kind of add some tension. So let me see where this can sound good. Oh, I like that. Right, and then we're gonna go over here. Let's invert this now. Bring this one down, bring this one up. Don't like this one. And maybe we can bring these in up one octave. Let's see. And invert these two. And bring this one down. And then let's add in another note here. Oh, that's kind of like, it kind of clashes, but it does sound good. Let's see. We'll just bring it over there. It did sound good, but it was a little too much for me. So what I want to do now that we have this nice chord progression going is randomize the rest of them. Like I said, the more you go in there and mess with the velocity, or if you play it, like replay it on a MIDI keyboard, which is what I like to do. Shout out Chris Punsalon. I know he does that as well. He'll go ahead and like replay something so it has more of a natural feel to it. But we'll just do a quick randomize, and then we'll do Control A, Alt S, and then we'll do a little bit of a strum. We could strum this like crazy if we wanted it to sound something like this. I actually like how that second one sounds. I don't like this one though. That sounded good. So now let's build in a melody. We're definitely going to do a melody, but I definitely want to have some parts where there's kind of like lead-ins. I don't even know if I don't think that's what it's called, but we're going to kind of just build into the next chord. So I'm going to go here, and really for this, I like to just mess around and see what sounds good. So let's go something like this, and let's, kind of have like a little build into that chord. If you know what that's called, go ahead. I don't think it's called grace notes, but maybe drop a comment. Anyways, let's go. All right, that sounded good. Let's see what we could do here. Oh, there it is. Hold on. Let's turn this one down. And maybe we can make this. Hold on. Let me go back. What can we do here? Let's see. Yeah, that sounded crazy. right, so from here, I want to build out some type of melody like right over here in the middle before it goes in. So let's just see what sounds good. And for this, honestly, if I'm not playing it on the MIDI keyboard, then I'm gonna just throw some random notes in and see what sparks a melody idea. So oh, I think, hold on. That sounds good. I don't know what I just did right there. I was spazzing out. Let me go back. Let's go over here. Something like that. Randomize the velocity, bring it down. That's already sounding good. All right, and I'm gonna bring a couple notes in. So let's go over here. Let's just grab this note right here and see what this sounds like. Then maybe we could try it over here. I don't know. Let's see. It's a little too crazy. And then next, let's go ahead and take these root notes. Let's bring them down a whole nother octave, right? And that's gonna give us that real rich feel. And then we're gonna transpose this up. And let's go ahead and make these all the same and then bring them down. And now let's go ahead and bring this up by about maybe 2 semitones. And let's see what this sounds like. Oh. There it is. Whoo, that is clean. All right, and now for the fun of it, let's go ahead. Let's just add in a quick little bass line, and I'm gonna add in like a little guitar lick from Arcade, just real quick, so we could kind of hear, you know, you can get an idea for what this would sound like. All right, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you did like this video, leave a thumbs up. You guys can follow me on all social medias at Lifestyle Did It. Make sure to hit my site, lifestyledidit.com, for everything else. Other than that, subscribe to your boy, push notifications. Thanks.